Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Michael Noland, and tonight we're going to be talking about Ozzy Osbourne. Boy, it just doesn't seem that we can get a break these days. It seems like one bit of bad news after another. First we heard the passing of Christine McVie, and then Jeff Beck, and finally David Crosby, and now Ozzy Osbourne. Not his passing, but in a way a passing, and I'm going to explain my thoughts on that. You see, Ozzy has announced that he is retiring from touring. Boy, this guy hasn't gotten a bit of a break in the last decade regarding his health issues going back even further than that. And of course, it wasn't too long ago when at home he fell and had a spinal injury that's caused him havoc ever since. Now, as you guys know, I just recently covered his album. I'll put that in my description box, and I'll also include it as one of the 3 videos that I always invite you guys to watch at the end of this video. I love that album, and with Jeff Beck being on that album playing guitar, that album now almost becomes a historical document. But you know, in more ways than one, because we're not going to hear Ozzy Osbourne tour this album. Personally, I think the album is one of his best, especially in recent years. And with his announcement that his physical ailments have gotten so bad that he's retiring from touring, you've kind of got to ask the question, is this the end of Ozzy Osbourne? Not only does it put a kibosh on Black Sabbath doing a tour in the fashion that I want to see Black Sabbath tour, but essentially it could mean the end of Ozzy's career in total. Now, the reason I say that is because of a lot of what we've talked about right here on this channel. We all know how important touring is to a band in order to sell whatever new material, if indeed they have any new material at all. The right kind of touring has been known to take an album that's not selling anything and at least get it to gold status, and gold albums to platinum status. So with Ozzy not able to rake in the coin on live tours, you kind of got to wonder if indeed this is the end of his career. He says his singing voice is fine. He hasn't lost any timbre. He hasn't lost any, range recently. And with him saying that, you kind of got to wonder, is there new material yet in store for us from this wonderful artist? But without the ability to tour, rake in the bucks, and promote those new releases, you've got to wonder if any new releases from him in the future, will they be just kind of relegated to a sales bin at your local record shop? Now, when his latest album first came out, I had these visions of Jeff Beck occasionally showing up at concerts, kind of promoting the hell out of this thing. It's a fine album, folks. But with the passing of Jeff Beck and now Ozzy retiring, I can't even imagine. Ozzy Osbourne is retiring from rock and roll. My, how the years have passed ever so quickly. It seems like yesterday I was 17 years old in North Carolina and discovering Paranoid for myself for the first time. That was yesterday, folks. I could swear it was yesterday. 17, let's see. Well, maybe not quite yesterday, but boy, the decades have just passed by so quickly. They almost seem like a flash at times, don't they? So here's the whole enchilada, folks. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. Is this the end, essentially, for Ozzy Osbourne? Will we see him slowly fade into the sunset until we hear of his passing? It's going to happen. It's going to happen to every single one of us. And I don't care how young you are while viewing this video. It happens, and it happens quicker than you possibly could ever imagine. But boy, talking about another one bites the dust. I'm telling you, this last season, since about November, it seems like we have seen, even more so than in the past, the end of this or that in some fashion or another. And to quote the great Klaatu, all things must end. You know, with these rockers slowly fading away, I feel like sometimes I'm losing my very best friends. These guys were part of what has made me what I am today, whatever that is, right? But how about you? Have these stars influenced your life in total? Or are you one of those fans who go, yeah, they're nice, they're fine, I like their songs, but no big deal. You know, not that big of a deal when they finally pass through. Well, it's a big deal to me. I gotta tell you, these guys had a big impact in my life. I'm sure they had a big impact in some of your lives as well. And you know what, folks? I want to hear about it. All right, so that's it for the video tonight. A real quick, in-your-face video, but I felt like I needed to get it out. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That helps the YouTube I'll go where you go rhythm better identify the channel to a larger audience. The channel grows and the tribe grows as well. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, it is easier than baking an apple pie. All you have to do is hit that subscribe to the tribe button, then tap that top bell icon, and you'll be notified of all my future videos covering not only the classic rock era, but modern, classic, and live music today. All right, I'm Michael Noland. This is The Bottom Line, and guys, we are the tribe, and I'll see you in my next video.